How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had a long, maybe you had a stressful day, or maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Why doesn't a chicken wear pants? Because his pecker is on his head. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN, which ended up having a healthy pullback, but those messages came in, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure I give you guys this update. You know I do it consistently. Let's get to it. So before we get started, let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and as far as for tomorrow and also for the rest of the week, where do we want to see OCGN trending towards? And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. This is key because we want to know, are shorts still heavily vested inside of this play, because it can have an impact on the stock price. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on shares today. We're going to be finding out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details that I want to share with you guys. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.26, being down 3.71%. Actually, when I just checked on Webull, I actually have $7.27. But hey, we'll just run with this for now. So on the low, we tested $7.26, and then on the high we tested $7.66. Now when we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 5.249 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 7.484 million shares. Now when we take a look at our chart, which we're using the 1-year daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below we are right around 48.95, and when we take a look at our moving averages on the chart, we continue to have strength above the 200 day. We are below the 100 day, and you can see right here we ended up closing the day below the 21 day EMA at $7.41, but we did close at 7.26, and as you can see clearly we're still in an area of support. As far as small caps are concerned, they did end up having a lot of volatility overall on the day, but the fact that we held up 7.26 is actually good. So what we want to see moving forward is seeing us make that move, getting past $7.66, which was the high that we tested today. If we could pass this particular area and then get past 68, as you guys, like I mentioned in the previous video, then I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that move going all the way here around to the mid 780s, and then essentially making that move to $8. We are going to be getting that WHO decision sometime in September, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we continue to have a strong run up, because we have been seeing a lot of green, especially for last week. So having some pullback is not too bad. I feel like it's very healthy for the stock overall in general. It still gives us something to look forward to. As far as support now, if it does decide to ever go back even further, then definitely the next level that I'd be looking forward to seeing hold up here will be right here around this 709 area. So keep an eye on that, and we want that to hold and be able to bounce off of that, and of course make that move to 8, which is what we are looking for. So we just have to be patient. Yes, a lot of money came out of biotech. I don't know if you guys knew as well, Moderna had some issues as well on the day. They had some news coming out, so a lot of money was coming out of vaccine plays, and of course ocugen is one of them. So that's why I'm not too phased about how our day was today. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for OCGN. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see the filings for the 30th here. We have, okay, there we go. We have Bridge Builder Small Medium Cap Growth Fund that purchased 67,844. And all of the other ones outside of the 30th, so the ones for the 27th, are the ones we also covered from last week. And we can see there were filings there, which look really good. So now when we take a look at the short interest, scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.6 million, updated 18 minutes ago. And the short borrow fee rate is at 3.91%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 25th, it was at 46.06. The close for the 26th was at 48.24. And then the close for the 27th being at 45.85. So it'll be very interesting to see what it will be later on in the evening. But one thing that continues to be the case, OCGN does continue to have short squeeze potential because shorts are still heavily vested inside of this play. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we can see here on the inflow is at 8,413, and on the outflow it was at 9,553. We had 0 on the large for both. On the medium, we had 4,014, and then on the small, we had 4,399. On the outflow side, we had 5,549, and then on the small, we had 4,004. So we could see it was an outflow day, and you could see even from the small side and as well as on the medium side, yes, on the retail side, there was a lot of purchasing that was going on and we had a surplus. But on the medium side here, you could see there was a lot of profit taking, so that's one thing you want to take into consideration. So now, as far as for the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see, yes, we have no large scale orders today whatsoever. We have 0, and the same thing happened on Friday, and we had our outflow day on the 26th and 0 for the prior days. So institutions were not loading up on shares whatsoever, but we could see from those medium orders, of course, we had some traders who were inside of this play and also just some profit taking, especially when the stock is pulling back and it has been on quite the run and it has been showing some strength. Many are going to be like, hey, well, you know what? I don't know how far this is going to go. I'm going to get my money. And of course, we can't blame them for that. That strategy brings in volume at the end of the day as far as exchanging of shares. And that's part of the reasons why you always have to have a strategy that is right for you in regards to how you want to approach this play. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, the volatility we had inside the market today was definitely a shift. We saw a lot of small and medium cap stocks, ended up seeing some momentum last week. And now what we see right now, money's going back into the big caps. We could see Apple perform very well, Facebook performed very well. A lot of the FANGs did well today. So I want you guys to be aware of that. So when we have money coming back, flowing in to these smaller cap stocks, OCGN could be able to benefit from this. Another thing also to take into consideration, the news came out about Moderna having contaminants inside of their vaccine. So they ended up pulling back quite a bit. And of course, this is going to have an impact on the overall sector. I think they were down around 3+% on the day, and that was the same thing that went for us. I'm not saying that's the cause for why OCGN pulled back, but of course we got to take a look at the whole entire picture here. In regards to Pfizer, they ended up getting a recommendation from the CDC in regards to their vaccine. So with all that said, they were able to have a bump on the day and they weren't red. But when I take a look at what's going on outside of that, yes, we were impacted, and that's why it doesn't bother me. But one thing we need to make sure that we keep on our radar is that EUL. Definitely there's a lot of people who are keeping their eyeballs on that, and you need to be doing the same. And I do feel if we end up getting that approval, then of course we could see some momentum inside of this stock. I do not feel that it is priced in as of yet. When we went on Fintel, of course, it continues to have short squeeze potential. So I know many of you will be excited to hear that. I know many of you are doing swing trades and stuff like that. So again, make sure you have a strategy that can work out well for you by knowing the type of range that OCGN trades in. And then I also know many of you are also holding shares just like myself. So we just got to continue to be patient and see how things actually unravel. So that's all I got for you guys today inside this video, and we'll be talking real soon.